everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I have Leonardo from the IDW comics in action figure form, and I think this action figure is so cool. Mine does have a little bit of damage right here on the side of the box, which does suck, but hey, that's okay. So besides all of that, I will get into the box here in a minute. I just want to say thank y'all so much for subscribing. It means so much to me. It lets me know that I'm doing great at these reviews. And again, please do comment on these videos on what I can do better as a reviewer, what y'all want to see, so I can show y'all and do so much better for y'all. And another thing, I do apologize for the long videos. I just want to make sure I'm getting everything y'all need, so that you know you're purchasing something that you want. Now, besides that, let's go ahead and get into the figure. Now, today we got Leonardo from Tmnt from the IDW comics. Now, you can get these figures off of Big Bad Toy Store, or you can get them at your local Walmart, Target. I got mine from Walmart, but I will leave a link here in the description on Big Bad Toy Store where you can get this. Now, we have a clear display right here, little window for you to see the figure and all its accessories. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right here, Nickelodeon. Limited edition card, which I will show y'all. We got some nice little comic shots all right here. Leonardo at the top. On the side, we got a nice, super cool looking pose from him. BSTAXN, the manufacturer right here. The people who make these figures, they do such a great job, and we're about to see how well of a great job they do. We got a nice little shot of the figure in the back. Little description right here of what it comes with. Has 31 points of articulation. Super great. We're about to see how well that articulation is here in a minute as well. And a nice little side shot of the character as well. Now, we have the top, another window display right here, and the bottom. Now, besides that, let's go ahead and get him out of the box and see what he comes with. And here we have the figure out of the box. No accessories, not yet. But let's talk about the figure. This figure looks so cool. Now, of course, there is some problems, like right here. There is a chip of paint missing, which sucks because it's really noticeable. But hey, you know, I can't complain too much. It's not that bad. Maybe I can say it's just a little scar, but hey, it's okay. Besides that, though, the other paint on this sculpt is just phenomenal. Look at that. The nice little details in the figure of his outer shell right here, or not his shell, I would say his stomach. Not sure what it's called on a turtle, but hey, looks so cool. You got the nice little muscle details right here. Amazing paintwork still. Again, muscle details and beautiful shell details right there. Look at that. Now that looks great. Not much to talk about the sheaths when he is holding his sword. His bandanas come in the accessories, so I will show y'all that here in a minute. But man, look at that. And again, we will get into articulation here at the end of the video, but man, does this figure look great. Here he is up close. Look at that head sculpt. Man, there's a little bit of missculpt right here. Probably just a bit of the plastic melted right here, but that's okay. But man, does this look good. Little bit of chips here and there on the shell right here, but hey, that is a-okay with me. Now this figure right just out of the box looks great. I love it. This is one of my favorite Ninja Turtles of all time, so I'm really glad I have him. And since I have him, I have to collect the other four, so stay tuned for those as well. Now, besides that, let's go ahead and get all of his accessories out of the box and show y'all what they look like. And here we have all of Leonardo's accessories. Now, he doesn't come with a lot, but he comes with a good amount. Now, we have 2 sets of katanas, 3 sets of hands, 2 different heads, 2 bandanas, and 2 sword effects, as well as the collectible card. Now, let's go ahead and talk about that. Now, this is such a cool card. I love the art on the front. It says Leo right here. And on the back, we have a shot of the action figure right here, as well as a description. And y'all can pause to read that if you like. But besides that, let's go ahead and get into his actual accessories. Now, he comes with 2 different swords right here. He has his katanas right here, which have a nice metal-like paint. These are just plastic, not metal, but it has a nice shiny-like metal paint to it. Has little dents and ridges into the sword, which I find cool, but those might just be defects on my sword. But if it is, it still looks bad. Cool. Almost said a bad word there. Now, he also has a nice silver guard right here, and he has a black handle, and I think mine is rubbing off just a bit of paint, so be wary of that. And another thing you should be careful about is these swords right here are very, very thin, so these can snap if you bend them too far, because mine ended up being broken when I got it. Right there, as you can see, there is a little bit of a break, so I will have to end up gluing that to keep it in place. As you can see, it's already bending a little. But besides that, again, a nice shiny metal paint and more ridges on the sword right there. Silver guard, which is this right here, and a nice black paint for the handle. Now, he also comes with 2 Kawasashis, I believe they're called. Either Kawasashis or Kawasaki's. Now, these are very cool. They're just tiny little miniature katanas. We have 2 of them. Nice in detail. I do believe this one is just a bit warped on the plastic right here, if you can see. Oh, there we go. Nice metallic-like paint, shiny silver on the guards, on the butt of the sword, and we have black for the handle, just like the katanas. Now, again, there's not really much to talk about these. It's just the same as the katana, so let's go ahead and talk about the figure's hands. So we have 3 sets of hands. By default, the figure has these hands on him, which are a closed but sword holding, katana holding hands. Now these hands have a nice amount of detail. You can see the ridges in the fingers right here for the turtle's hands. Mine has a little bit of paint missing right here, but that's okay, because it's still sculpted very well. Look at that. Now, when plugging these in to the hand, and I will show y'all what these look like in the figure and holding the swords, as well with the sword effects. Now, like I was saying earlier, when plugging these in, the paint right here on the pegs tend to shave off a bit, so do be mindful of that. But since they're plugged in, I don't think you'll be able to really see it, but just in case, to let y'all know. Now we have another sword-like holding hand. Oh, see, little bit of paint missing right here, but again, great detail in the fingers. Look at that. No fingernails for these turtles. Again, mine has more paint defects, which is such a bummer. I'm thinking maybe I might just go back and get myself a new figure, but hey, it's okay. I'm noticing that paint is also chipping off just a little bit. As you can see, it's already getting on my hand from the hands and the swords. So the paint does wither away a bit. So again, another thing to be mindful of. But let's go ahead and talk about the last pair of hands. We have some wide open hands, ready to fight kind of hands. And look at that. We get to see more detail of the palm and more of the fingers. And like I said, the paint right here will probably start chipping off just a little bit the more you switch them out. So again, be mindful of that. But man, does it look cool. And I will show y'all what these look like on the figure here in a bit. Now, he comes with two different bandanas. Well, not two different, but two of the same bandanas, which is a little weird to me. I don't really understand why. I think it might be for the Shredder figure or just to put on both of the heads if you want, which I kind of find a little weird. But mine, I don't know if it's just me or if it's there, but I think mine has a little bit of color difference. This one is a bit darker and this one's a bit lighter, but if it's not true, they are just the same. There's nothing really different about it. They're the exact same bandana. And I'll show you how to plug these into the heads over here. Speaking of the heads, we have two different heads. We have the head that comes on him, an angry type yelling head with great detail. There we go. And again, I'll show you how to plug in, which is super simple. You just pop it in there. And then we have a serious but mouth closed type of head. His eyes just a little funky right here because it is painted on the bandana a bit. So another defect with the paint on this figure, which sucks again. But hey, it's oh well. And then we have his sword effects. So this is super cool. I find these cool. It's like if he's swinging the sword, which I find so cool. All you have to do is just slide the katana in this little hole for both of them. Now, one of them is larger than the other. This one's the bigger one. This one's the smaller one. Both have a nice transparent type blue to it, which I find super cool. Now, besides that, let's go ahead and show you what these look like plugged in. So, first of all, here's how you plug in the bandana to the head sculpt. All you gotta do is get that little ball right on in there. And that's it. No fuss, no struggle, just a little push, and there you go. You can move this around, have it going up like that, have it down just like that, up to the left and to the right. You can turn it to its side to look like this, go down like that, turn it more to the side. Oh, mine's popping out a bit. There we go. To look like that. You can have it facing down like this. So you can have this bandana in all types of ways, types of poses, just however you want for the figure, whichever way he's facing. And same thing goes for the other head. You just plug it on in. Not too much of a struggle or a push. There you go. Now for the katanas, like I said earlier, all you have to do is just grab the katana and slide it in. And right here, it shows you which way it's supposed to be facing. So it's supposed to be facing this way. And all you do is just slide that in. And there you go. You don't have to push it just until it hits that stopping point right there. And these are pretty tight, so they won't fall off even if you shake them. So that's pretty good. And I'll show y'all what that looks like on the figure as well. Let's go ahead and put on the other one. Again, you just slide it in there. Now with this one, it is a bit of a tighter fit, so do be careful when putting this one on. Because again, these are very thin and you do not want to break them. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and put all these accessories on the figure. And here we have Leo with a punching / katana holding hand. And I'll show y'all how to attach the katana for this one. Now, do I really recommend you putting the katanas in these hands? No, not really, because it is a tight fit. But I will show y'all how to attach them anyways. So let's go ahead and give it a shot right here. So we'll start with the Kawasashis, and all you have to do is just slide them in to the hole right here. Now it will start to come out right here, so what you'll have to do is open up his inner finger right here, his little pinky, and push down on the guard, because you don't want to push down on the sword itself, because if you do, you can break it, and it will rest just like that. You can have him like this, or any type of way. And again, we'll get into poses later too. We'll have articulation at the end of the video, and you'll see some great shots of him in some cool poses. But yeah, you can have him hold his little Kawasashis in these hands, and I'll show y'all what hands to use for him holding his katanas. And here we have his katana holding hands, or another like kind of open hands. Here's what they look like on him. And again, I will show you how to attach the katana to these hands. So you'll take out your nice katana, and all you have to do is just slide it in the palm of his hand, and remember to push on the guard if it is difficult, and to be very careful with this right here, because you can break it. It's going to end up popping out just a bit right here on the side, so all you have to do is just lean it. Now I know it seems like you're going to break it, so do be careful when you are doing this. You don't want to put too much force and end up breaking the handle. But yeah, this is what it looks like. There he is with his awesome katana. And again, like I said just a minute ago, I will be getting into poses at the very end of the video. But besides that, let's go ahead and put on his wide open hands. And here he is with his wide open hands. Now these hands look great. Like I said earlier, it's like he's getting ready to fight. And it reminds me of like a tiger style, like he's like that, which is super cool. So this is what they look like on him. Turn to the side. They are a little difficult to position just in a different pose. So there we go. It might be just a little difficult for you to have him like this, but they're mainly like this whenever they come out. But you can move the hand to make it look just like this one. Now, can you go any further? Probably, but I don't think you should. But yeah, that's what his hands look like. So besides that, let's go ahead and get it into the alternate head sculpt. And here he is with the alternate head sculpt, and he looks really funny with his head. I'm not really a big fan of the eyes. I do prefer white eyes all the way. But hey, if you do prefer these eyes, then these are perfect for you. He has that very serious look on his face, and man, the mispaint for me is just bugging me on this head. So I probably won't be using this head for really anything, maybe just a couple photos here and there, but I will mainly be using his angry head sculpt because those wide eyes look so much better. But besides that, that's what the head looks like. Now, when putting on these heads, I would recommend taking out the swords so that you don't break them, push them when putting this head sculpt on. And another thing about this head sculpt, it is a very tight fit on this head, so it will be very difficult to turn his head. So do be mindful of that. Mine is a little tight, but you can just heat it up with some hot water or a hair blower just around the neck area right here on the head to loosen it up. But besides that, let's go ahead and talk about articulation. And here we have the figure again, and we will be talking about articulation right here. Now, it says he has 31 points of articulation, so let's go ahead and see that. Let's start at the bottom. He has a toe-foot swivel right here. It can't bend that much. It can bend at least like that much to the side, but it really doesn't. It can go down about that much, and it can come up about that much. So that's pretty good. Not too far, so you can't get any crazy poses. He doesn't have any toe pivot, so that's okay. He has a double jointed knee, and it can go up all the way to the back of his shell. He has a nice little thigh swivel right here for both thighs, and both knees can double joint. This one's a bit more stiff than the other side. There we go. Both legs come out about into a split. Both legs also kick out about that much. Right here is what's blocking it from going any further. So he kicks out about that much. Not too far of a kick, which is kind of upsetting. Maybe you can push it just a bit more. There we go. That's a little higher. And if you lean him back, he can kick a little higher as well. And then just to go back, he only goes back about that much because his shell is blocking. So there is a bit of limitations to the articulation when it comes down to that. He has, I hope, no ab crunch whatsoever. Maybe just a tad. Nope, not really an ab crunch. Does he have any upper body swivel? Nope, no upper body swivel. None of the upper body right here moves. But he does have a nice little butterfly joint right here. His arm can go up about to a T-post. It can't go any higher than that. He has double jointed elbows that can go about that far. He has a nice swivel at the bicep right here and up here as well at the shoulder. Arm can reach out about that much, and arm goes back all the way and can do a full 360 around. Same thing for this arm. It goes up to about a T-post again. Another double jointed elbow. Bicep swivel right here. And a shoulder swivel. Nice. Comes in about that much. And goes back about that much. Again, no ab crunch. But that's alright. He has a nice little swivel right here at the wrist. And hands do bend in and outward. He has a full 360 head if the bandana's not in the way. Do a full 360. He is just on a ball joint. He can look up that much. He can't even look up at all. But he can look down. And he can lean his head about that much to the left and to the right. Again, he cannot look up. But really, that's all the articulation, and I'm not that upset. I wish there was more articulation, you know, but it is a small figure, not that small, but we'll get into size and comparison here in a minute. Again, it does state that there is 31 points of articulation, and there is about 31. I wasn't really keeping count, but it does have a fair amount of articulation to get in some cool poses, some nice, awesome poses here and there. Nice little stretch, put some katanas in his hands, and he'll look great. Again, I do wish there was more articulation. Maybe he could look up just a bit more, or have at least an ab crunch to go down. He doesn't really need to go back, but hey, that's okay. And maybe his leg can kick out a little bit more. But again, there is stuff for this figure to look great that you have to reduce articulation in. But besides that, let's just go ahead and get into size and comparison. And here we have him standing next to the Hasbro's 6-inch Snake Eyes. And wow, Snake Eyes is a lot taller than Leo right here. Hopefully the turtles are in different scale than each other, because I know some of the turtles are taller and shorter than each other. So hopefully they are. But right now, Leo is looking pretty short compared to Snake Eyes. But hey, that's alright. He's a turtle after all. I mean, he's a mutant turtle, but hey. Who cares, right? Besides that, let's go ahead and look at another size in comparison. And here he is standing next to the Mezco 112 Amazing Spider-Man. And again, he is still pretty short because Mezco is supposed to be around Marvel Legends height. So he is pretty short right now. There he is, side by side, face to face. And man, is he short. He stands about close to Spider-Man's neck right here. And man, is this guy short. But again, like I said, I don't really mind. You know, he is a turtle after all. So I don't mind too much as long as the other turtles are just a bit taller or a bit shorter, like how they're supposed to be. But besides that, let's go ahead and get into another size and comparison. And here he is compared to the Marvel Legends Rhino, Retro Wave, and the Marvel Legends 3-pack Tobey Maguire. And like I've been saying, he is pretty short. He is really short compared to these two, especially the Rhino, which I expected. But man, he is short compared to Tobey Maguire's Marvel Legend, which is pretty shocking because Tobey is pretty small compared to other Marvel Legends that I have measured. And he is definitely smaller than Rhino, 100%. Look at that. But hey, if you want him fitting in your Marvel Legends collection, he won't really fit well, but as a turtle, he definitely would fit well. Again, like I said earlier, I hope they do make the other turtles around accurate size and comparison with each other, and not around like these guys kind of height. Because again, I don't mind him being shorter as long as the turtles are close to accurate size compared to each other. But besides that, let's go ahead and get one last figure in here for another size and comparison. And here we have the Mafex Symbiote Suit Spider-Man compared to the Leonardo IDW comic action figure. Now again, I expected him to be shorter than the Mafex. I'm sure all of you expected him to be shorter than Mafex, for sure. But hey, it's still pretty nice to have a size and comparison. Now, besides the size and comparisons, if y'all do like my reviews, please let me know. And again, if there's anything better I can do for these reviews for y'all, it would really mean a lot to comment down below what I can do better for y'all. Because I'm doing these for you guys. I really hope you do enjoy them as much as I enjoy making them and collecting these figures as well. But besides that, If you have any recommendations for me as a reviewer or any recommendations for figures to get to review for y'all, please let me know in the comments. But besides that, thank y'all for watching, and please like and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.